Hello everyone, and welcome to or welcome back to the Core SMP. I am Blitz. This is episode 11 of Core, and it has been nearly 2 months, maybe even more than 2 months at this point, since I have been here with you guys on YouTube, and I am so excited to be back. And I mean, a lot has happened even here on Core since you last saw us. Not too much has happened here in the base, though actually we do have this new little Skypirate marketplace that is not quite complete. We've been kind of just chipping away at this little addition to our Skypirate town in the hiatus. Oh, and we have a French gift. Bonjour, gifts, what is this? Bonjour, Skypirates. We once more brought you gifts, but this time from our vineyards. I know you pirates prefer stronger drinks, that's true, that's very correct, but I thought that maybe some fine wine might do the trick to fill up the barrels of your tavern. Enjoy the gold too, freshly coming out of our mine. May our empires and friendship stay strong. My regards, Emperor Spicy Tea, the very cool and nice dude that lives next to you. A gift. Oh my goodness, look at this. Free grog. Perfect. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to immediately take all the grog. What's that one? Oh, a champagne as well. A bunch more red wine and gold and emeralds. Alright, I'm taking these drinks straight over to Crow's Nest Tavern, and we are going to pop these behind the bar ready to be freshly served as drinks. Who left the store open? Was that you, Cat Sparrow? I certainly hope not. Ah yes, we were showing off the markets. Well, they're not done. There's a lot of things I still want to do with this, but I'm really trying to get a few more villages moved in here at our Skypirate settlement so I can get a lot more trading done. I want to have some farmers in this little one. Over here, I've been working on re-rolling our shepherds. This guy, am I happy with those trades actually? Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's lock that in. Bang. Alright, so now we have a number of trades on these shepherds. I was going to have leather workers over at this one, and this one is going to be butchers. And then I've just got my one little fisherman. I thought it was cute that he was here by the docks, but I still have a lot of detail work to do with this little market area and a lot to add. What else has been happening? Oh, well, actually, yes, that brings us on to my next point after I sleep. And that is that in the meantime, we actually did hold the Froglight Festival that I mentioned in the past episode, or maybe multiple past episodes. So we are going to have a little trip back in time right here, right now. I did a few builds. We built a Froglight farm, we built a Froglight shop, we built a parkour tower, and we held the festival itself. So let's have a little journey down memory lane, and I will share with you guys some of the things that happened in my absence. And coming back to the present, now we are straight on to today's build because I have a stream to go start where we are going to be building this entire thing, and you guys here on YouTube are going to get to see it time-lapse style, but I have a vision. And in my vision, there is a glorious Skypirate library right here. I'm thinking tall, I'm thinking, you know, netherwoods, enchanted colors. I want it to be kind of old style, but I definitely want to include a lot more steampunk elements as well. I'm thinking a few like cogs and pipes and exposed books somewhere maybe, and I definitely want an airship dock near the top that we may later build something else pretty cool at. Now, the main purpose of this library is going to act as a trading hall for a few librarian villages, which I'm not going, this is advertisement for somebody else's shop at my villages, but I'm not going to be setting up a trading hall by means of having books that I really want. I don't really mind what enchanted books these guys have. What I'm more concerned with is being able to buy bookshelves and sell paper ideally. So I've been re-rolling all of these guys to get that paper and bookshelf deal. Also because I've been needing to buy bookshelves to prep for this build, but I'm thinking a big towering library. I want it to have archives for a lot of the like lore books and gifts we've received, maybe a little bit of a museum type area, and areas for old maps of the progress and all of that we've made through the episodes. So, I mean, that's the idea, that's what's about to happen, so without further ado, let's head straight into time-lapse mode and make this library happen. Let's go! We are ending our time-lapse a little bit early here. The build's not quite done. There's a number of things I still want to do with this library, but first I wanted to address what would have been a sudden change in the time-lapse, which is this little fence. I didn't do anything too crazy, but I felt like I just wanted to add a bit more interest to the pit. And, and over here, the other thing we had to address is this, which has been here for ages, and I have already peeked at, but I forgot to share it with you guys, so it's still been sitting here. Express delivery from the end. Now I'm not 100% sure who this one's from. We have some Enderman heads, copper ore, raw gold. Oh, the carrots, oh my gosh. Some of this is really good. I love my raw gold, and the carrots are going to be super useful. And this one is from Levy, totally not a suspicious gift box. I was like, hang on, it doesn't have a name. Who's it from? This one is from Levy, some steak and iron, and this one, I don't know if you have it or not after you gave it to me, but here you go. Oh, so I gave Odo our pig step disc, which I hadn't even shared with you guys that I got, because I think I just got that sometime. It was really early at the start of the season, and I just kind of ended up in a bastion and found a pig step disc. I was like, nice. And then I gave it to Odo because Odo wanted one, and she's given one back. She must have found one of her own and a little bit of ancient debris. There was one other thing I really quickly wanted to do, which was respond to our French gift. Now, in a little bit of my own time, like when I was working on the fence, I also have been doing some tree chopping to stock up the shop. So I've been here at the tree farm having a good time growing and chopping down a heap of trees, and I noticed this gorgeous little wall here that is a border between my land and the French lands. The lands of Spy with his glorious French flag. Welcome to France. So he's put up this really cute little wall between our areas, but I've been meaning to move my tree farm for some time now, right? It's not aesthetically pleasing. I'm not happy with it where it is. Our animals and crops have been an issue for a long time. I think it's been 8 or 9 months, and I've been like, oh, you know, I'll build proper fields one day. It's gonna have been a year sometime soon, and I'm still not gonna have proper fields. But I want to move the tree farm back almost towards the wall, and I had an idea What if we send back a little return gift to Spy, Emperor of France, and we propose a joint tree farm? Because I don't know what he currently does for tree farming. I think he actually buys a lot of the logs from our shop. But what if we could do like a little jungle forest, a little spruce forest here on our side of the wall, and maybe, you know, a bit of oak and birch and all that kind of stuff on this side of the wall. So have this kind of forest around the wall along the border that we can both use as a tree farm. And then we can also have a little shared sapling storage and stuff here. I think it would be a great way to show the alliance between our two wonderful empires. So I'm gonna need to go get myself a book and quill and write a little note out to propose the idea. So this is my Skypirate offer. Ahoy there, Spy. I would like to formally thank you for your gifts, and in return offer you some goods from the Skypirate Empire. As our alliance has grown strong, I would also like to propose an idea. How would you feel about a shared tree farm at the border between our lands? I noticed the impeccable wall you constructed and also have a desire to relocate my tree farm. If I may build it along both sides of the border, with a small logging shack and sapling storage included, we could both reap the benefits, though do feel free to continue shopping with us at Mush Mush. What say you? Blitz, Skypirate Queen. So, do I leave the message or do I take some gifts? No, we should also bring some gifts. Let me find a barrel somewhere here in storage and maybe brew up a few special rums or other such delicacies to take over to France. Alright, and flying up over the mountain and down the trade route, which is not technically the exact correct way. We're gonna have to deal with some chunk loading here as well because the render distance on the server is not ideal. But, like, is there a good spot to put this? Wait, is this his storage? We should just leave it in his storage. He might actually find it if we can find his storage. Ooh, I think it's this. What is that? Oh. Oh, it's a big sign that says storage. I was like, I can't read the letters from here. I see. So this is his storage then. Oh, and he has a dog. Sabo. Mellow. Cute. And Melly. Adorable. Alright, well, I think we'll leave it right here then. We'll do a barrel. Our tripwire hook, we're gonna put in the Pegleg Pursuit rum, the Black Kraken rum, and the Mutineer's Triumph rum. And we are just gonna pop the item frame and this on top, actually. I think that's fine. I don't even think we need the sign, but I'm just gonna throw it on the back anyway for fun. There we go, and now let's head back to base across the ocean. And you can see not much of this land here is developed. He has a tiny bit of tree chopping space here, actually, from the looks of it. So he really might be on board for the idea about the tree farm along this border here. Anyway, let's go back around to the library. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's a really tall building, but it still does not rival the mountain, which I'm very happy with. I think I definitely want the terraforming around here to tower a bit above the buildings. It changes the scale so much. Like, these are really pretty big builds compared to like my tiny builds from First Light, but it doesn't feel like it just because of the scale of the terraforming with the mountain and the arch. I wish that was loaded in more often, but alas, here we are. And let's head back over to the library and we are gonna add a few more things to this build. So there are a few things I definitely still want to add. I want to play around with the idea of a sign. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it, so you might see me put it up and tear it down and move it around a few times in the time lapse. I don't know. I want to add some cogs, some pipes, a few more steampunk elements, some more bushes and other details like that, and I want to sort out the interior in this time-lapse as well. I hope I can make the footage work so that you guys can see us transform the interior in the time-lapse as well, but we have a whole bunch of functions to give to this build. I'm thinking about archives for all our lore books, I'm thinking about old map storage, maybe a little museum display, and of course, somewhere for our librarian villages. So I have a lot of building to do, a lot of things to sort out, and with that, let's continue the time lapse. And our new Skypirate library is complete, and I'm very happy with how this build has turned out. It's so exciting to have a whole new building here on the server after so long away. We've got this fun mast coming out the side as well to add into the pirate theming with this little rope of light, so you kind of have something cool to walk under when you're heading along the path to go up the mountain. I aged a little bit of the copper in our pipes and cogs, and we do have a full interior on the library now, though I did end up not including it in the time lapse. I forgot to record for the first little bit, which is something I do pretty frequently, and it was gonna be pretty hard to fit the camera into all these spaces and make it something you can see, but I am still very excited to share the interior with you guys. So welcome to the first floor of the library. So the first thing you may notice is you can donate books here. So this first floor has the core lore, which currently there are no books on display, but I really want to be able to display books from people with the lore about their different areas here on the server in the library. And here is where people can donate their lore books, which we've actually already received some donations from Spy, our neighbor over that way, who is online. Oh, my voice. Who is online right now. So the Era of Iron and the Era of Steel. I think the Era of Iron was first, and then the Era of Steel was second. Oh my goodness, these are some glorious novels about the history of his place. 2,290. The Era of Industrialization. Oh my goodness. This is very cool. I'm so excited. We've already received some lore books. You might be able to find the content of these books over on his channel, but I might pop them on display right here for now. And then I should probably grab a sign. And we do need to add our own lore books here. There's a few other spots for more books, and we could always add in more lecterns and expand on this if more books are donated. Which actually reminds me, I also want a spot here at the reception desk for people to be able to borrow copies of the lore books to display and have in their own bases. So let's head upstairs, which is the second kind of public access floor of our library, where we have a few villagers to trade with. This is Sylvester, Barnaby, and that is old Mildred in the bed there sleeping. And right here we have feel free to take a book and sit down to write lore. So you can grab a nice cozy seat here in the library, sit down and write some lore of your own. But I want to make a few copies of these books that Spy has donated to be our first books ready here to be borrowed by other people. So what you can actually do, and I only figured this out recently, if you have a signed written book, you pop it in crafting, pop a book and quill there with it, and you get a copy of that book. And then we go up this winding staircase to the maps floor, which we currently have 2 maps on, but I think we could just do our first 4 progress maps here. There we go. So now I've got a sign there that says staff only beyond this point, because up here I want it to kind of be the behind the scenes of the library, because this is our airship dock access. So this is where a bunch of goods will be getting brought into the library, new books, new wares, new things to display, tales from other brave new lands. So we've got a bunch of just random goods scattered around here. I've got a few of my own treasures stashed away up here for now. Some spare lecterns, and a bunch of just little Skypirate themed blocks. And then we can head up here to the final floor, which is just a tiny little bedroom. Because if you know me, you know I like to have bedrooms in like all of my builds, so of course I needed one here. Just a tiny little bedroom for me as well. And with that, that is pretty much everything I have to share with you about our very cool new library. Oh my goodness. I'm very happy with it. This side's a little blank, but I kind of want to put a build right behind it at some point, so I don't think we need too much detail there right now. And now that I've given you guys a proper tour of the library, there are a few more things to take care of in today's episode before we wrap it up, but not too many. First of all, in the amount of time it took us to build the library, we have received a response from our letter already that earlier in the episode we dropped over at France. A few golden apples and gold nuggets. Oh my gosh, he knows how much we love gold. I appreciate that very much. And the response from Spy. Hello, my friend. I send you this message to respond to your request of having a shared wood farm, and I say double no. Triple yes to this wonderful idea, which I think that means a yes. France is in need of wood, but since we don't want to buy all the wood from your shop and thus leaving nothing for the others, we are in a wood deficit. However, your idea brings hope to the nation, so thank you very much. My regards, Emperor Spicy Tea Le Frenchman. In that case, we will have a tree farm to move very, very soon, but I think we will save that for next episode because this one's already gonna be a little bit of a longer one. But there is one more really important thing I wanted to do today, which is knock down this sign, because we're not putting a market stall here anymore, and clear a little bit of space right here. Alright, so I've cleared a decent space. I might end up making this even bigger, moving this lamppost and shuffling this around, but what I want to put here is something we've desperately needed here on Core for quite a while, and that is like a job or quest board. Alright, so that is that built, and now I want to build the actual board. I think maybe I'll do it one block out from our little cliff here, and then give it an uneven number, so I could do a gap of 5, just like that. I think that'll be pretty good, and then we'll make it 1, 2, 3, 4 tall. And there we go, our little quest board is now done. I've modified the path so it actually heads over to the quest board, and I figured out overnight the candles were a little bit dim, so I also buried some shroom lights under some moss carpet either side to keep it lit up without overdoing it with the lanterns and putting them there as well, because I think that would definitely be a few too many, but I'm really happy with this. I think this was such a fun way to fill this space. With that, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know what your favorite thing was from today's episode of the Core SMP. Thanks so again for being so patient with me with this episode, because I think I've had a very much needed break. I've got the creative juices flowing again, or whatever the hell. I actually feel like creating things again, and I had so much fun finally adding a new build here on Core, and I am so excited to get straight into working on the next episode. So I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!